Hi again. Today's video, we would like to simulate a Modbuspal and a slave. And we are going to use two virtual machines. And the one called Linux that you are seeing now, it will be an attacker. And the other one, the Ubuntu, it will be the target machine. At the Ubuntu, we will demonstrate through the step-by-step and by using different commands a Modbuspal Java Modbus simulator, and we will run a slave there. We will configure a slave there and generate data for that slave. And all this you are going to see through this video. Okay, let's start. We are running Kali Linux, as we said, as an attacker, and the Ubuntu as a target machine. And in Ubuntu, we are going to run a slave device. For that, we are going to use a simulation tool called Modbuspal. And once we downloaded this Modbuspal, you can download it here on this site or different. This is most suitable for me. And we can run that jar file that has been downloaded in the Ubuntu machine. Let's do this from the Ubuntu, from terminal, by using terminal. We will try to run this Modbuspal by using a terminal. And let's locate where it was downloaded, this file, Modbus. And you see it's here, Modbuspal JR. And try through this command to run this jar file. And in the moment, the Modbuspal will be going to be run. And right now, Modbuspal is running. And from this point, we will try to add a Modbus slave by clicking on Add. And here you can see that you can add slaves. You can add the slaves from 1 to up to 255 slaves. And for example, let's add an ID of 1. And here you can add the slave name. For example, water tank, or let's add as an oil tank. And you can click Add. Each time you want to create, you just hit it Add and create the same. As you see, here is the slave that we added. Let's try to see inside of this slave and try to add and edit this slave that has been added. The slave has memory, and in that we have registers and codes. And codes has a value of 0 and 1, which represents on and off. And the registers have different values. And we can add by clicking on Add. And we can create values up to 65,536, but we will add 5 of them. And for those 5 registers, we will add some values for demonstration. And that's it. Now we will close this configuration editing mode for the oil tank slave ID number 1, and we will hit run. We will run this slave in the Modbuspal. Once we run, let's go back to the Kali Linux and try to identify the running Modbus protocol in the port 502 and all the information around this Modbus communication with the slave. Here we are at the Linux, and let's try open the terminal. And by using an nmap tool, we'll use the nmap commands to identify those the Modbus protocol and so on. Nmap, let's identify the IP address of the Ubuntu. It's 104. We will look for in the nmap, using the nmap, we look for the port 502 within the target IP. Or we can scan a whole network, all subnets from 0 to 24, or we can target insert the IP address of the target. And like this, we will run and see for the information. And you see it identifies the port, state, and service. The port is 502, which is Modbus running TCP, and is open. And you see how this identifies. And like this, we conclude this this demonstration video. And on the next one, we will try to use a Metasploit framework and try to attack this Modbus Ubuntu environment, and see more further on the auxiliaries and exploits within Metasploit framework related to the Modbuspal. Thank you.